Steinhobel Design is a 33-year-old purist industrial design consultancy, and our clients span the globe. We actually thrive off the almost impossible, and that's what we have a niche for solving and raising the bar and changing the paradigms in industrial design.
Working for Brian, we get a lot of different products and projects that come through the doors every single day, and it's a great environment to be. We get a lot of challenges, and we like challenges here.
We've reinvented supermarket trolleys for what they are on the planet. We've reinvented exercise machines for what they are on the planet. And that is the bottom line of what good software allows you to do. As a business, Steinhobel uses NX because it's the only comprehensive software for the entire process of industrial design from beginning to end.
NX allows us to express ourselves artistically when we design products. The amount of freedom you get from the sketching, not just in a 2D environment but in a 3D environment, is very, very powerful for quickly deriving a shape and then running surfaces on those curves to see the 3D model, and then using the face analysis to make sure that those surfaces are class A.
One of the great advantages of using NX is that it is so vividly convincing and it's so quick to get to each iteration that it just quells arguments and subjective debate. We don't even have to show our clients sketches anymore. We go straight to models. We don't show clients sketches, we show them what we call the first build. And we build it with such confidence, sometimes we hardly change that first build.
Synchronous modeling opens up 3D modeling so much. I mean, we were very, very structured in the old days using old software, where you had to basically run a history on your part that was almost channeling you down one avenue in your 3D model, where synchronous modeling just allows you to do anything to that model.
The process of the CAD in cyberspace interfaced with physical reality has to be bridged, and that's where we find NX has become so easy to use on that score. Outputting the files into rapid prototypes, and then further down the line refining those, and then into machining the tools. The objective is to get a product in your hands at the end result. You have to hold something that's previously been just a concept in your head.
From a product viability approach, NX allows us to make sure before we send it to tooling that it's toolable. I mean, we can check all the draft angles, make sure there's no undercuts, and if there are undercuts, we've got enough space to run slides or cores. I found that a lot of the tool makers are quite happy with the files that they get from NX. If there is a change that they need, we can quite easily do it on the NX side and then just resend them the step file or the IGES file. It gives us a few less grey hairs than we used to have in the old days when we sent off design drawings to a tool maker. With NX, we know we're sending a good quality product to the tool maker and it's going to be toolable.
It's almost like investing in an insurance policy to have decent CAD like NX, because without it you are open to a lot of potential disasters in this very expensive phase of tooling. The collaboration is really highlighted with a company, Cobra, that we do all sorts of designer taps, where we are looking after our part of ship, where we're doing what we're good at, and we're interfacing with them through a collaborative effort with a common thread of the NX software to achieve world-class competitive taps.
We had the original internals from Cobra, and then we basically took our shapes and worked them around that. So we kept the volumes, the whole working mechanism exactly the same as what they required in their manufacturing process. And NX allowed us to do some really fancy shapes around those taps.
There was critical elements that used to say that the CAD or the computers would take the art out of the design, and it's done just the opposite. With the capability that we have within the NX package, we can achieve these extreme forms which would be absolutely unthinkable in previous years. This hand grip of this wheelbarrow chassis, that is a perfect example of how the NX can actually achieve these shapes that we want to achieve to help with safety and comfort issues. Bearing in mind that a wheelbarrow for some people is their daily tool for most of their working life. So if we can make the wheelbarrow lighter, stronger, more comfortable through a design process, that's fantastic. So with the World Cup, which was held in South Africa a few years ago, we were involved in a number of products, this being one of them, the Zazu Vuvuzela, which had very short lead time. And with the software, we could get the parting lines for the tool and the tool executed and the whole product developed in a ridiculously short space of time. This is the example of NX at its best, I would say, where with one CAD build and one little prototype, we achieved the extreme result of having the perfect product in our eyes, and it's really pulled to what we say is squeezing the maximum potential out of the product is very important. We don't want the product to be able to be improved on once it's there. So we got to maximum potential in 3 easy steps in a matter of days rather than weeks and months.
I've been on NX now for over 15 years, and it's installed a lot of confidence in my approach to design.
Design is actually an intellectual process initially. You have to think about something and visualize it. Now, that visualization, just as racing drivers visualize the track before they do a lap, is as important in design. They have their very capable vehicle to get them around that visualization. We have the vehicle of NX CAD, where we can jump into the car, complete the race and win every time. The ongoing refinements and improvements that you get coming out of NX on a yearly basis, we surf the crest of that technology and capitalize on it by incorporating it into our latest designs. Therefore, we have a magnificent progressive approach to the design work where we actually giving the competitive advantage to all our clients on a consistent basis through that partnership with STech and NX.